Ratio analysis. Employing a range of financial ratios to better understand and compare competing investment candidates. Return on sales. ROS is the measurement of a company's operating profits as a percentage of its sales. Typically, companies with a higher ROS are considered more attractive than those with lower returns. Return on capital employed. ROCE is a measure of profits as a percentage of the net capital employed in the business. Once again, the higher ROCE, the better. Earnings. A company's profits net of all costs including taxation. This is what owners of the shares are due once all others are paid. Earnings per share. EPS is simply the company's total earnings divided by the number of shares in issue. Interest cover. A measure of how many times its interest charge is covered by a company's profits. A more traditional definition of gearing or leverage is simply the ratio of net debt to total capital employed. Retained earnings. The total profits after the payments of dividends reinvested in the business over its lifetime. Generally seen as a good sign when retained earnings are a high proportion of shareholders' funds. Bond yield. The interest rate, or coupon, paid on a bond relative not to its nominal value but to its market price. Earnings yield. The company's earnings per share as a percentage of its share price. Price-earnings ratio, PE, a favorite ratio of most investors. This is the inverse of earnings yield. In other words, it's the share price divided by the EPS. This is the most common measure of value in the stock market. Dividend yield. The company's annual cash dividend as a percentage of its share price. EBITDA. Earnings before interest, taxation, depreciation, and amortization. Also sometimes known as profit before bad stuff. Fundamental analysis. Using historical data and informed forecasts to determine a company's intrinsic value. Most analysts will incorporate macroeconomic, industry, and company-specific information in formulating an opinion. Technical analysis. The use of historic share price patterns to determine likely future share price performance. Quantitative analysis. The use of mathematical and statistical models to determine the value in investment opportunity. Typically, these systems are proprietary black box operations and fiercely guarded secrets.